it's sticking nicely. The center one pretty much kind of goes the right with it, but the outside ones are really, in a sense, pulling down too far. Once I pull this down, I really want these to be in a nice row. We don't want to pull the corners, once we've skinned it properly, we don't want to pull the corners of the eyes down more than we do the centers. The center's got to move more than the outsides. And I think what I discovered is that with the first one, it should be multiplied by about 0.8, and the outer one should be about 0.7, I believe, is what I ended up doing. And we can check that real easy just by going in here and 0.8 on the inside, and it should be 0.7 on the outside. So we're correct. So it should move at the same sort of rate now. So when we move it up and down, you get a nice sort of, it feels like it's an even spread moving up and down. I'm just going to use my quick align to get it aligned back up to there, or you could use the 0 position to do the same thing. So now what we need to do is exactly the same thing that we did with the eyebrows to get the fall off back and forth. So let's start with the inside one, and again we're going to go to wire, rotation, animation, this time the weight of the float wire. We're going to take that back to the X position, and we're looking at when it goes positive, we want to ramp this one down. So I'm just going to copy that. So we're going to need it elsewhere in the expression. If greater than or equal to 0, then, and I do greater than or equal to, by the way, just because you got to be careful in if statements in a wire param that you are actually returning a value. I've run into cases where if you set it up and don't put your else statement and you don't return some value in the else, you may not even need it. It may not need to do anything. However, you've got to return a value to the wire parameter or else it'll break. So I think that's why I've got into this habit, is I know that I'm covering all boundaries where I want to. And what we need then is 1 minus, and 1 is currently the value of the weight of the controller, so minus this, or just be 1, and let's see if that does what we expect. So we should be able to roll it down, and then if I move out to this side, so it's actually the opposite. It's, oh no, it's, oh, that's right. So if doing that, no, it's actually doing it right. So when we pull this one down, it's pushing that one back up and rolling it down. Now what we also want is the exact opposite. So I'm just going to copy this expression. We want the exact opposite on this side. We're going to say the weight for the float wire on the x-axis again, and let's invert that to less than, and we should have to probably invert another piece of the math as well, because now it's going down instead of going back up to its original, so we need to multiply this. So I'm just going to stick this in brackets just so it reads a bit better, times minus 1. And now it should work the way we expect, so that it's pushing the outside one back up, and then when I come over here it's pushing the outside one back up. Now what we want is we want this middle one to do a 50-50 for all intents and purposes. So same thing here. What we're going to take this is we're going to wire this, and again it's the weight of the float wire to the X. And this time, essentially, we want to multiply this by 0.5 and negative 0.5. Again, we could put that in brackets if we wanted, just to make it easier to read. And we have to take a look at whether we got it. I think we've got it right, right off the bat. So you can see when I'm over this side, we're actually getting a nice angle to those 3 top bones. And again, same with this way. We're getting a nice angle to those 3 top bones. If I'm in the middle, all 3 of the bones react the way they should. So I can even pull it up. As I pull it out to the outside, I'm pushing